together. All right. So
Actually,
some dramatic shadowing. We just walked through.
Are you okay, dude? You look like you might be sick.
Are any of them okay?
Are you guys alright?
Like, are you alright? They're like, oh, he's just muttering to himself, like, oh.
I mean, I'm not sure really who's talking, but sometimes
no, but
that is actually
like
a
his
thing.
mouth is just moving.
Oh, right.
Like he is muttering to
I
himself.
did not see that.
You're just grating your sword against the wall. Screech.
I keep it.
Screech.
People going,
Screech.
well, that's
Whoa.
obvious.
Damn.
Hello, Daddy.
Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, it's just like around the corner. You're like, whoa, hi.
What are these guys all doing here? Are they basically like freeloader or like
the lower class, basically, you know.
Okay.
People on the train.
So if none of these people on this train have weapons, why are they not reacting to our weapons?
This person reading a book. What the hell?
He's just like, oh,
it's a Shinra book too.
There's a lot of propaganda going around. I understand. So it's okay.
I mean, it is better.
You also look like a weird edgelord. So cramped.
Dude, seriously, which way am I supposed to go?
You have to shove into people.
Yeah, I'm like, I actually don't even have a button to say excuse me. So actually, I really liked it in Assassin's Creed, where you're allowed to actually go, oh, come on.
Excuse me?
Where you're actually allowed to, like, pat people out of the way gently. Go,
oh, yeah.
Me, basically. I thought it was very thoughtful. I was like, that's great. That was really good.
Cloud is not polite like that. He just shoves
Cloud is an awkward pinata.
A poor wedge. He's just like, all I want is for you to be friends with me. That's it.
Don't
like one
please put me in the friend zone! Honestly, the friend zone is so heavily demonized, and I wish people
I want to get into the friend zone, then we will be friends.
Holding up pretty well.
You're holding up pretty well.
Even after what we saw at the station.
Well, you don't look like much of a mess yourself, dude. Are you going? You're only one. Barret said it. We're concerned you can't handle it.
You get used to it. The thing is, I think some people talk about it going, like, it depends on the person. Some people do get used to it, and other people do not.
They do not.
Like,
that's true.
There's also the thing of going, like, you guys are a little freaked out because that went much further than you were expecting.
Oh, yeah, that was a huge...
Like,
she was pissed.
Oh, God, are we going to get to one of my favorite parts? So one of the things is, like, with this part that I really like is that, to me, part of Final Fantasy VII's theme was literally in this scene with the original Final Fantasy VII.
Hold on for just a second.
Yourself.
She's going, it should be an explosion. Okay, so what I would like him to mention, that he's not mentioning, is that they threw a giant scorpion machine into the reactor.
Yep.
And we don't even know what kind of an internal reactor that thing had or engine.
Nope.
Like, I would be surprised if they couldn't extrapolate, no, we did this ourselves by the scorpion falling.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, why don't you guys also consider the fact that it also even had a weird self-healing mechanism? Like, because remember they even mentioned that the Sentinel had a self-healing program.
Also, it did
like,
that whole laser tail thing and attacked a bunch of stuff. It could have set something else off, but yeah, it's sitting in there and just sitting in the reactor.
Hi, Barret.
I can see that being a problem.
Bye, Barret.
Nobody's responding to you guys at all. They're just like nothing.
You all have guns and look really weirdly edgy for everyone else in here.
Yeah, we are not wearing civilian clothes at all.
I love the pin on the lapel.
I heard it was
That's so white businessman. I love it.
I see.
I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just saying like that is like the appearance like of the businessman, the serious businessman.
Yep.
Quit talking out your ass.
Barret is angry. They don't care that you're wearing a gun or anything. They care that you're now yelling.
Honestly, can you imagine though these people getting this sort of conversation and also going, they're prioritizing the planet, which is a force I've never necessarily connected to at all, over people, over my livelihood, potentially my job. Now, I'm not saying that what they're doing is necessarily completely wrong, but there's also a thing to be like talked about here of going like, Barret is talking to people who do not have the social context / information. That's like, it's going to go completely over their heads.
He's also, it was a message to the
Bastards bleeding our planet dry.
Your employees will die. That's what the message, I mean, I'm just like...
Which is actually, though, a methodology of control, though, too, of being like, but if we keep both underdog sides fighting each other rather than fighting the real monster here, which truly is Shinra in this case, then of course Shinra will never be taken down.
See, the problem I have with this conversation is going, he's basically trying to preach it then here really aggressively, and I'm going, a disaster just happened. This is not a good time to emotionally access people and or justify your cause. They may have lost their homes, they may have lost their livelihood, they may have lost family.
I was about to say, that's also goddamn assumptive too. Yeah, for sure.
This is a poor time to approach it. I'm like, read the room, Barret. That is my opinion. Read the room.
But also for him, there is that problem of where he's like, I have been struggling my whole life and watched basically my world start to crumble around me.
And there's never a right time.
There is never a right time. Again, that tone policing thing that we talked about earlier of going, I'm sorry, my hair has fallen down and it has run away from me, and I am just like, come back! back, so we're gonna have a tight little pause while I ramble off.
Man, this train is slower than molasses. Am I right?
But that was one of those things of being like, that's basically though like tone policing of going for some people there really is no correct time because it all sucks. It really does. There's no equal conversation to have here. Like that thing about people going, well, you should have a nice, friendly one-on-one conversation. It's like you can't have a friendly one-on-one conversation. We are not in equal positions. Let me talk to him, please.
I can't figure it out.
Like I am genuinely. Please.
The camera hates you.
Oh my god! I've never had. There we go.
This much trouble.
Creed my ass. All right, cool. Good guys, damn it. But again, like that thing of going, like it's a hard. This is difficult all around. Yes. Like this requires basically system.
It's also it's eco-terrorism to try and force system reform.
Yes.
Oh, we didn't sympathize with the waitstaff individual.
We did
with
not.
The service individual.
We did. I apologize. So last time, so there's actually a little person on the bench, and we both had this big huge thing lots of time about it because it still is kind of sad of going like there's a depressed person.
Well, there's somebody who seems to be passed out.
This is terrible.
There's such a thing as playing too hard to get.
That's not okay.
So
awkward.
That's to me that reads as that's creepy and inappropriate.
And for me, I'm just like it's just a weird time to flirt. Honestly. On the other hand, someone could say also just like for a less sensitive topic, there is no right time or wrong time to flirt. You can always flirt. You're working in a morgue, flirt. It's fine.
Why not?
And I'm just like,
you've got your hands buried in someone else's body.
Every
it's a great time to flirt.
One of them is ignoring the fact that Cloud is consistently. I am not doing that. I am not interested. He has said no and withdrawn like for future consent like 3 times to each of them at this point. Are you one of us? No, I'm literally not. Will you be my friend? No, I literally want. Hey, are you on board with us yet? No, not at all. There they are.
There's the sad person.
And we're just like.
Also, I'm like, this is terrifying. There's a level of like, but we already do this in our everyday life. So if you don't know, really, your phone is really basically the container of this information. What they're doing with scanning your ID more directly, we basically do that all the time with you're attached to Google, you're attached to your phone. Your phone has all your ID information on it, has all your passwords. Tennis to for many people also have like, their credit card information or whatever else it might be. You bet you're scanned all the time. There is a level of like being watched that's terrifying to me sometimes.
See, I don't know that I really connect to it in the same way at all because I've always felt like everyone was watching me anyways.
Well,
so
it's
the
like
whole
that video
larger
from
terror,
Philosophy
I've never
right?
felt it.
Where he goes off about the thing about data protection. Remember we watched that video? We should probably link that actually.
Okay, sure.
That's probably a really good one that we should link to though in regards to it. But it's really interesting about this discussion.
Oh no.
Some folks don't have the luxury of choice. That is
true.
true. That conversation we were just having going, there is no equal conversation to have here.
Yes.
There is no good time. There will never be a good time. So you might as well just have that conversation.
I do want to know what their IDs are for actual though, like in this game when they were talking about scanning for your ID. I would like to know what they're scanning. Like none of them have shown themselves to have data devices or anything like that.
You remember in the original game you actually had to get to the front car because something had happened and they were trying to get past the scanner? There was actually a big, huge, like short mini-game event of trying to get around it, and if you failed you would get into a fight / get kicked off the train.
It sounds familiar, but I don't specifically remember.
It's totally okay. You don't have to.
It's funny because my friend who did not finish the game remembers way more about it than I did because I did not emotionally connect to most of the story at all. All right, home sweet slum, my dudes. We are here. I love people getting back to each other, riding this train from the damaged sector, and people going, "Oh my God, you made it safely."
Look at
like
the
it's kind of
detailing on the
powerful
train.
and cool.
It's very cute.
The train is actually quite pretty, honestly.
Though I love the fact that then it's got all this, like, just a ton of exposed wiring.
I love that no one's reacting still to all of their weapons. Just going, you all are dressed like terrorists.
Yeah. Or you're all dressed like you're some sort of weird military group.
Right?
Like, which would make plenty of people really uncomfortable.
Barret, you started it. I'm still going to be like, you started it.
He did.
And then you're all going off about, wow,
Also,
we did so good.
He has beautiful soft eyes, y'all. Somebody actually made a mod already for, like, removing his sunglasses because they were just like, he has beautiful eyes.
I watched it for the whole game, all of it.
Because the thing is, they were like, that's why he wears sunglasses, because otherwise
he's trying to look tougher.
He's trying to look very tough. He's such a tough. Like, I like the fact that they did actually try to make him more sympathetic in this way.
Yeah.
Like,
don't keep her waiting. She'll worry.
I feel that
he's just being dad. That's Barret being dad to Cloud.
He kind of.
He's like, I was just an asshole to you for 2 hours straight, but now I'm gonna be dad.
Daddy's home.
Like, but it is cool. All these people coming back to each other. Like the side characters have a lot more to them in this. I don't know.
I think it is the graveyard.
All right.
Like the train graveyard.
Wow.
Wow.
Could be. Is that steam? Because that looks a lot like, it's just the light. Why are there lights under the steam grates? Like on the ground, the orange floating fire thing?
Oh.
Why is there light down there?
Probably for people who go through. So if this is mostly constructed city, and they construct it in a very specific way, they might have lights down there for workers.
Okay.
Like, I'm not exactly sure if that's really
I just
actually
hadn't
like
noticed
sewers.
like the smoke
It
and light
might be
coming out of there
something
before,
else.
and I was just like, that's fascinating.
Yeah, why is it under something, not others?
It has light under all of it, just doesn't have smoke on it.
Well, that's what I'm looking for. Why does it have smoke? You know?
Some of them are steaming. I love the station
Hey, look!
master here.
The station
It's
master
so
is
good.
so good.
Like, oh, also,
Very thoughtful.
we went to one of the food carts, and there's
Food
a little,
cart!
like, I was
Yes!
so like, oh my god,
Feed
food cart.
me.
But, buy
ran
one,
into
get
her
one
and
free.
she's like-
That's haha, she gets so irritated when you try and cut the line.
Uh-huh.
So
It says order
hard.
pack.
Order pop?
What
Or,
it says order pack?
I don't know, I thought it said
Maybe.
pop.
Order.
It looks like
It
pop.
might be pop.
Yeah. Oh god, the music, that's amazing.
There is music.
We hadn't heard it the first time because we have to have
Oh,
this down, otherwise the
Yeah,
microphone
we
catches
really
it.
honestly constantly keep having this.
Come on, do another food cart. I want to see it.
Look at these people.
Yeah, so these people
I
are
love-
not in crisis. This
So
is just
I really
home.
do have to say that as somebody who's really liked Final Fantasy VII over the years for its potential like world building and culture and
To try and
sort
cut
of
the
sorry,
line so
he's-
hard.
I'm like, we're not allowed to not knock into people, so I don't know how to avoid it other than stop running, which I don't want to do because we won't be here for like 9 years.
There's a lot of buy one get one free going
There
on.
is. Why is it a surprise? It wasn't there one over here though where one of them was like, hey, if you
If
know,
you're from
profi-
sectors 1 or 8, you get a
1 or
free
8.
meal.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
there was
but I
actually
can't
one
find
in
it, so
here.
it's okay. So one of them somewhere has a from sectors 1 and 8 get free food,
Oh,
get
those
a
workers.
free meal, and I think that's super cool.
But I love basically though like the world building. Look at this. This is like a goddamn shanty town.
It is.
Like it
It's
reminds
pretty
me
cool.
so hard. So if you don't know actually in regards to American history, where Central Park is, there actually used to be basically a huge shanty / homeless like town there, which is really wild. They actually the government though threw a bunch of people out. I think it was Eisenhower or Hoover.
I don't know,
who
but they tore it
who
down.
threw them all out basically, you know, aggressively. They actually had a big, huge police raid, if I remember correctly,
Does
and
it
it was
keep stopping
awful.
you?
No, I'm stopping because I'm looking.
Oh, okay, because you're looking at things.
Yeah.
My friend is a sightseer.
Mako is the
Ah,
lifeblood
but
of the
yeah,
planet.
that Central Park
Yeah.
used to be a hugely populated area, but since it wasn't sanctioned and rentable, etc.
I love running into people like this, and you're like, I'm just sort of walking by, and they just look at you like you will engage with me.
Or like you're already in the conversation.
Yes, and you're
happening.
like-
they just talk to you about a conversation that's been going as if you've been there the
Uh
whole
huh,
time.
and you're just kind of like,
Progress.
I, that's bad
Oh,
news.
smush.
We are
What the?
not
You
okay.
okay, buddy?
You okay, buddy?
Not really,
Completely forgot something that
My
I'm hilarious about.
buddy. Oh god, the Dementors are back.
Oh no, they returned!
It's the spirits within.
Yes! I mean, honestly?
I mean, without. I mean, are they
I've
going
never
to show
actually
us where to
seen that
go?
movie. Yes.
I have seen that one, so there we
Which
go.
actually is
Us
really funny.
and our different Final
What is
Fantasy
this?
lore.
Soon
Yeah.
What is?
Hot shower. Can't come soon enough. Yes, someone will bathe.
They're actually like
Exercise caution.
The
No
gate
reason
is
to check
broken.
it out. Not my problem.
No reason to check it out. It's not my problem. He's so self-contained. He's like, I'm not doing anything. He put his arm through you. That was amazing.
Hit me. Come on, dude.
Right
Hit
through
me.
you.
Aw.
Nope, he only does it once.
I
Then
think
he's
that there
polite.
really are like monsters. So it's actually been some of the things that will pop up in the loading screens though, where they will mention going that there's a neighborhood watch that's actively trying to protect everybody underneath the place.
So don't you get it over here when you
look,
go to those
it's
guards?
number 7.
I-
It's slum 7.
It's
I didn't
in
notice
District
that
7.
before.
I didn't
That's-
either. I say these guards.
What are they protecting?
I forget. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh no.
Due to an emergency, entry into this area is
He's reading.
prohibited.
Yeah.
So
He's like, I
strong.
remember it. I got this. Sorry for the
A
inconvenience.
warning?
His boss being like, but that's the
Aw.
script they gave me. I'm
Or
sorry,
maybe
dude.
I have been that person in retail or in basically, you know, the call center jobs, and they're like, "Don't do this thing." And then when you get higher up, it always made me laugh because they're like, "Well, you know, you don't have to. Just keep to the spirit of it." Kind of
Right.
thing. You
They're
know?
like, we're gonna
No.
grind this damn script into you, and then be like, well, don't use it exactly. Still be friendly and personal about it. Yeah, there we go. Sector 7, Station 7. You got a lot going on here.
Another thing is
7, heaven.
this is one of this is one of the more like real like unreality things that I always think is very interesting where you're
Okay.
just like there's a huge disaster on one part of the world
And
the
the
other
rest
part
of
of
the
the
world
world is
just
still
moves on.
dancing.
It is just moving. It's not even moving on. It just continues.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing.
See, for me, the
They can't go up.
interesting contrast between some of these being real buildings and some of them literally just being like sheet metal, you know, erections kind of thing, like a structure sort of thing, is just ridiculous. Of going, a lot of these were just hand built out of whatever people could find, and then you have some some actual brick and mortar buildings.
I was there yesterday. Yeah, that thing, like, I have been that person. So, like, when we had 9/11, I remember, so I had, because of basically how incredibly disconnected my family was from it, there was really no conversation about it in my house at all. I remember when it happened, I was actually at school. I can't go over here, actually.
Oh, really? Won't let
Yeah.
you?
Like, I can't look at anything but the two people who are over there on the front steps.
Oh, I
So
see.
I was actually trying to avoid it for 2 seconds so I could finish really fast.
Sure.
But it was one of those things where you're just like, people going, oh, no way, I remember where I was or where you were doing. And I'm like, my family, I really didn't find out, honestly, about 9/11 in full until, like, the next year.
Wow.
Because my family didn't talk about it, because nobody really talked about it. Everybody just either assumed or was so isolated in their own experience. I just really didn't hear anything about it.
See, I never had much connection to it at all either, but I mean, I don't know if that's a low income thing or what it is. There's the baby.
I think it's also just the fact that my parents
She looked
didn't think
so
for it.
tired.
She's, look at it.
And then she's like, I'm here.
Oh,
I will stay up all night waiting for you. That's adorable.
Welcome back.
Oh, pretty dad.
I feel like at some point someone's gonna play through this game and there's gonna be like 15 minutes of Barret being a dad, and that's all the cuts they're gonna do.
I think actually there has already been a compilation.
Oh yeah,
Which is
Barret being
super
dad.
cute. Barret being dad. I mean, I
That's
haven't seen it,
hilarious.
but I think I remember somebody talking about it on
I can't
Twitter.
remember the last time I saw a real one.
The one that wasn't
Hi.
destroyed completely from combat and other things.
And jiggling around randomly on its own.
Ah, it's alive. You can have it.
How sweet. When did you get so thoughtful?
I didn't-
Yellow
Key item.
flower
Guy can change.
lost. None for
Has
you.
been 5 years.
Huh?
I wonder what happened between you guys 5 years
I
ago.
need to talk to Barret.
Right.
Sure.
Come on in.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause I wasn't gonna let
she
you in my
seems
public venue.
So sort of like witdrawn, which is really interesting. Like their
A little
relationship, as
distance.
far as I can tell, they really do seem kind of weirdly not.
Don't you worry about
They
all
Like,
still have a hard
con-
time making
Daddy's
her
here
walk.
and he's not going
She just
She
slides
keeps
across things
sashaying
a lot.
her butt.
Well, no, I just mean with her scooting across the floor. Her
you
steps
mind
don't match her
keeping
pacing.
Marlene company
I'm not talking
until
about her
I'm done with
sachet
this?
or her booty at all. Just that her feet
Yeah, you.
should just be sort of scooting forward while she's walking in place.
Oh my god. Okay,
What?
so for the few times we've had to go through this, I've never actually talked to Tifa.
To her
She just
first.
said that could you watch Marlene? That's why we were talking to Marlene before. So
Oh.
every time we'd done this, I just walked up to Barret and then there was the prompt to talk to Marlene and I went, okay, let's talk to Marlene.
And then Barret freaks out.
And I was like, what's
angry at you.
going on? It's like, oh, Tifa asks you to.
All right, well, let's do it
So
then.
they're like, okay, so we're supposed to watch you. All right, well, now we can talk to you, right? I'm like, that seems weird. They would give you that option right off the bat when you haven't even talked to her.
Yeah, and then he gets so angry. Don't scare my child.
like
You are a bad person who
He's so
scares
big,
children.
his entire arm is
Never
bigger
talk to
than, like, Cloud's waist.
Torso, yeah.
Like, he is beef.
He is,
That's
he's a
right.
He's
little-
not that big, I'm teasing. But, like, they have made him
Girl, you
enormous.
are remembering
Compared to the
Daddy's
other
recipe.
characters he's around, he is large.
You know
Like,
what
it
else
is a
good
thing.
girls
He is a
do?
large.
Yeah,
Which
he
is
is.
fine. He can totally be a large. There are people of all different shapes and sizes, and I appreciate
It's just a striking contrast in the case of the models they have together.
Because
That
there
is
really
just
isn't
this
anybody
once.
else to really challenge him. And honestly, it makes me laugh where everybody threw a
what
fit
can I
about how
get you?
Tifa is not as tiny and
money.
that her tits aren't as big.
still
She's still
waiting on
really
it.
small and she still has really big boobs, yo.
It
Like,
happens.
genuinely.
I wasn't really in on the controversy at all, so
About
I don't
that.
really know. And to me, I'm
We
just
should
like,
talk
I,
outside.
it's fine. These look like, you know, video game characters to me.
They do.
I'm also her like, what can I get you? Then immediately bounces off behind the counter. I was like, it's done.
She
Did the
really,
people who
she's like,
died all
slide,
turn to the
slide,
planet?
slide.
Oh, look at
Oh,
my
God!
question. Oh my god.
They just came back out again. That was really funny. She won the fight.
It's fine.
We're gonna go to bed! Her immediately. No, I'm gonna go back
So
outside.
if you didn't read their conversation in the background while we were talking about Tifa, it really was him telling Marlene she has to go to bed, and then him carrying her off to bed, and then she just completely owned him, and they're hanging out because she's like, I will stay up.
She's like, I love my daddy. Honestly, that's so. I want more.
It's very charming.
I
Good
want
parents.
more black men being allowed to be soft with their kids. I am so fucking tired of the aggressive
Hard
Batman
all
trope.
the time, constantly, no
Or
matter what.
aggressively just mean. I'm like, that is not true.
Oh, look at that.
At all.
That
Look
looks
at it.
so much like an 80s album cover.
It's
Okay,
so
we gotta
cute.
wrap up here,
All
my
right,
friend.
well, thank you very much, guys, then, for joining us. Let's get some pizza! No.
Oh.
So if you actually want to support us, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. We
Yep.
love having you guys here, and feel free to also share our videos with people that you think might enjoy them.
That would be lovely.
Also, if you want to support us more directly, since we do have a shitty internet.
We would like to get better internet. at
We
some
would
point.
like to
It'd
get
be
better
cool.
internet. It'd be awesome. Please, though, please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We've got some links down below. And again, thank you to the person who donated this game. They are a great art friend of mine if you want to support them as well.
Their links
just
are
to go
down
say
below.
thank you to them. They're fabulous. We will have links in this entire series.
Yep.
That's just going to be a part of what we're going to do, I think, now.
Yep.
But I have been Scandal.
Yeah, and I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!